Hi, this is Jack Westerman for ESEAnews.com here in Paris, France for the Electronic Sports World Cup 2013. This time I'm joined by Fifflaren from Ninjas in Pyjamas, who've just finished in 4th place. Robin, first of all, you're back as defending champions here at ESWC. Just first, straight off the bat, what does ESWC mean to you guys as a tournament?
Well, as a tournament itself, it's not really a great tournament. Like, you can hear, like, the sound level is awful. Like, everything about the tournament except for, like, there's no delays. That's like a good thing. But then, you know, they have us play on a stage where you can't hear anything. French commentators, it's like it's more like, you know, an expo than a tournament. But obviously ESWC has a big name to it. It's, you know, a major tournament that people want to win. So of course we feel the same, that, you know, we won last season, and then we want to come over here now and defend ourselves, which clearly didn't turn out the way it should.
So I guess adding to that kind of dissatisfaction this year would be, you know, they changed the overtime rules, single elimination. What would you change to make this the tournament that you wanted it to be?
Well, for starters, the sound level needs to go down. Like, I mean, just get another, like, stage or room or something to play on. Yeah. And then clearly the overtime rules. I mean, overtime is like one of the most exciting things that people want to see. I don't think it happened this tournament though yet, that they actually used the MR1 overtime thing. So as of that rule, I don't think it impacted the tournament at all. Other than that, I mean, it's just the sound level. It's being here the whole day. It's a pain. Other than that, it's a pretty decent tournament. They finally got 120 hertz on their monitors, and then, like I said, no delays. The PCs are pretty okay, and, you know, obviously the teams here, they're really good. So it's a good tournament in terms of, like, team-wise as well.
Okay. That's a complaint every year, isn't it? The noise level at this event. But let's pick up from the bracket play. So you obviously got off to a great start in your groups. It all went perfectly to plan at that point. Starting in the brackets, you had the tough side, you had complexity, and also very games. What was your kind of initial reaction to the bracket when you first saw it announced yesterday? Were you pleased with the teams, or did you kind of recognize it as a tough half?
Well, yeah, we had the tougher side for sure, but then also, like, I feel like, you know, one point of, like, or if you looked at the bracket, obviously you have Very Games Fnatic played first, and then it's us versus Complexity, and then you have FM Toxic versus Mystic, and then you have Copenhagen Wolves against Astana. Clearly, if the high seeds would have won their games, they wouldn't have looked like this. But you had, like, one easier game that just instantly came to the semifinals. So I don't know, like, it was random, so you can't really complain about it. But again, you know, if you want to be number one, you need to beat everyone. Which, you know, for Very Games right now, they're getting a chance to play. They played against us. They played against Fnatic, which is an up-and-coming team. Now they're playing Mystic in the finals, which is another great French team. So clearly they deserve to be there.
Well, let's start with the complexity game in that case. You made pretty short work of those guys, at least. Whereas back at the ESEA, the last ESEA Season 14 line you went to, they took a map from you. Do you feel you were better prepared against complexity this time?
I wouldn't really say better prepared. Like, they got a map of us at ESEA. For me, that was just a throw by us. Like, we should have never lost that game. And then coming into this tournament, like, you know, if you look at the group stage, we played really well, and then coming into the complexity game, we played extremely well as well. So, like, we've been playing really good. It's just that, like, I think we have a problem right now where we can't, like, close games. We can't win the rounds. That's the most important ones, which is why we're losing more and more now.
And from there, obviously, you moved on to the Very Games match, which some people probably would have felt should have been the final. Started off on Cash, which you lost 12-16 or 13-16. It was around there, and it was very close up until the final few rounds, where Very Games kind of pulled away from you guys. Was there a point where you realized it was slipping away in that match?
Yeah, when you keep on losing those, like for example, the round that MBK had, he was alone on the site with a fucking pistol, and he kills 2 of us. And then it was 1 versus 2, and we keep on losing these rounds like over and over again, and it's like that. I feel that that's why we're not winning. Like every single, especially it's been like this for Very Games for the past 3 events. We've been losing every single 1 versus X and 2 versus X, like every single one of them. And clearly, you can't beat such a high caliber team like Very Games if you do those mistakes.
Do you think so? Yeah, a few mistakes starting to creep in. You also lost a few pistol rounds against Very Games. I think it was 2 or 3 across the maps. Do you think the kind of increase in mistakes is something to do with you, or opponents getting better, or just bad luck? I mean, how do you rationalize it?
I think that it's us being sloppy. Like I've been saying that from day one. We're extremely sloppy right now, and it's something that we need to change coming into DreamHack. We can't play like this. It's we're not aligned enough, and it's way too sloppy. So hopefully it's going to be changed until DreamHack.
And the 3rd place game, just to kind of complete the day. You've just finished the 3rd place game now. You lost to Astana. It didn't really seem like we were watching NiP play against Astana. Is it fair to say that morale was down at that point, or was that all you had and Astana were just the better team as well?
I don't even think that we wanted to play that game, first of all. I feel like the whole Mirage one, everyone was just running around like trying to kill people, and like no one was really bothered to play. Which obviously, clearly, it shouldn't be like that. We should still try to win the game that we're playing. But coming out of a game like the one versus Very Games, it takes a lot on you, especially when you know that, okay, if we didn't do this mistake, we would have won that map at least. And then it just stacks up, and we did so many mistakes, and then all of a sudden you're just sitting there, and instead of thinking about the game that you're currently playing, you're thinking about the game that you just played. So again, Astana is a really good team. They beat us at Star Ladder, so we know that they can play. But I really don't think that you saw the real NiP in the 3rd or 4th place.
Well, people generally say that you learn more by losing than you do by winning. So given that you've lost a few maps here today, does it make it easier to lose knowing that this is kind of just a stepping stone for DreamHack? I mean, surely your focus is on the $250,000 tournament. Is that any kind of solace for you guys at all?
Yeah, I mean, we'd rather lose these events than lose DreamHack. And again, it's always good to lose. Like, we haven't really lost that much up until like a few months ago. So we're still learning every single time we lose a game. So it's you can look at the good side, which is obviously we learn something from our mistakes. But then again, we're a team made to win, and we hate to lose. So so today it's probably gonna be a hard day for us. We're gonna be pretty upset about it. But tomorrow we're just gonna talk things through, and just start planning ahead to DreamHack.
Do you feel as though? So you mentioned that you've had 2 second place finishes recently. This is a 4th here. Do you feel like the European scene is going to level out from this point, or can you get back to the dominant kind of level you were at, over the last year?
Well, if you look at the scores that we played when we actually played to our full potential, it was the same at EMS. We always start off really good, like 12-3, and we just keep on wiping a lot of teams out. And then we come into like, for example, versus Very Games, and then things just fall apart, and it's our mistakes. It's even though they're a good team, it really hurts when you know that you're sitting there and like, okay, we should have won that round, and then the next round we should have won that as well, and then it's like, yeah, he played well, but if we didn't make that mistake, he shouldn't have had the option to play like that.
So in that case, to address these mistakes, what is your preparation for DreamHack going to be like? I know you're not going to China, right, to MSI. How are you going to use the rest of this month to get ready?
I think it's just about like first of all, we're a team that we don't look at other teams. We never look at other teams, how they play. We just play our own game. And we're going to continue doing that. It's just about... Individually, I think that we're really good. I think that we're at the stage now that we can compete versus every other team. It's just about playing more consistent and playing together more, and that's probably something that we will take more time into, like trying to work out.
Well, Robin, I won't keep you much longer. I'll let you head off. It's getting quite late here. But last but not least, do you have any shout-outs?
Just a big thanks to our sponsors, to our managers, to the remaining players, and all of the ESEA users that's tuning in and checking out the coverage. Also, a big thanks to you guys. Clearly, you've done a good job, so keep it up, and I'll see you next month.
Well, thank you very much for the interview, and congratulations on 4th place. It is a good thing. Okay, in that case, I wish you the best of luck at DreamHack and hope it all goes well in the preparation phase. For all of you guys back home at ESEA.net and ESEAnews.com, stay tuned to the website throughout the weekend as we bring you coverage of the Grand Finals tomorrow morning. Thanks a lot.